Welcome back to The Wedding Buzz. It's your host, Sydney, and today we're going to talk about a topic that can feel exciting or totally overwhelming depending on where you're at in the planning process, and that is trying to make your wedding uniquely yours. I feel like at some point in the planning process, everyone starts being like, I need more, or I want to make it us, or I want it to feel special, and we see so much on social media. There's so much pressure. So let's talk about it, because this episode is going to be like part pep talk and part reality check. You don't have to make everything custom, and sometimes simple is better. So do you need to make it unique? Short answer, no. You don't have to make it unique. If you have a great idea or a sentimental touch, amazing. You don't have to feel the pressure, though, to invent something never seen before. Your wedding's not just a showpiece. It's a special day to celebrate your love story. That's the meaning of the day. So if there's something special, of course, let's add it. Do I love a big over-the-top party? Of course. I'm a wedding planner. Of course I do. But also, trying to make it special, if it's forced, you don't need to do that. It's already special. It's your big day. It's already special. You know what I mean? So the problem with Pinterest is that it's a trap. It is a trap. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's a trap. Adding for the sake of adding equals more decisions, more costs, and more stress. We don't want that. We don't need that. You don't need that. Okay? So remember, a well-run, joyful wedding is already special. People forget about the logistics and how important it is to have someone running the logistics of the day and running it smoothly. And I promise you that a well-run day will feel more special than some other extra crap that you tried to add that just wasn't worth it. So when do personal touches make a difference? The key is meaning, not just originality. Make sure that things have a meaning. Examples of something that you can do to make it personal with meaning is reading your vows privately before the ceremony. If that's special to you, if you want it to be private, that can be something that you uniquely do on your wedding day, but it has a meaning. It's just for you. That's something that you and your spouse prefer. Serving a dish or a drink that's sentimental. I just had one where the bride was had a Filipino background. And so we served some Filipino food, and that made her mom really happy. And that was so special to them. And it wasn't extra crap. It was, the food had her culture in it. And I thought that was so cool. Using family heirlooms or meaningful traditions. Maybe a lot of brides do that, and they're like something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new. So things that are passed down that's meaningful, but it's not extra crap. Custom music choices that reflect your relationship. So maybe that you have a special song that you guys love, or maybe based on your cultures or traditions, like maybe there are certain cultural songs that can be played at certain times to honor who you guys are as people. But it's, again, not extra crap. And that usually doesn't cause just like extra stress at the end of wedding planning. It's usually pretty easy to, make special food choices or add special music in there that means a lot to you. And it's not just adding extra crap. I don't know how else to say it. Signature scents, maybe a poem in the program, or a why we chose this venue moment. If the venue is really special to you guys for a reason, sharing that with your guests is a really cool idea. So ideas that feel personal without overdoing it can also be guest book alternatives that tie into your story. Maybe you guys love to travel. Maybe you guys have different postcards from a bunch of different places, and you can have your guests sign those instead of a traditional book. But I also want to say that if you don't have that, I remember this was something that I was stressed about. It's like, I wanted the guest book to be cool. I want it to be different. You know what? I didn't have a cool idea. I didn't have anything different. And the book is a book. I ended up getting a book printed with our engagement photos, and then people signed like around the photos. And I'm sure that people thought it was like cute as they flipped through. But honestly, I was getting my own pictures done, getting my dress puzzled. I wasn't there when people were signing the guest book. And I looked at it after the wedding, and it's been on the shelf ever since. I think I've pulled it out once or twice. So if you don't have a really cool guest book idea, don't stress about it. Get a guest book, let people sign it, be done with it, Something that you can do is adding like a short note at each person's seat at the dinner table. When they get there, they can be like a personal note or letter written to that person. That's a lot of work. So if you want that and you're here for it, by all means, cool. But that is a lot of work. I also want to say that sometimes you don't know everybody at your wedding. Like sometimes it's your spouse's friend from their childhood that you've never met. And then that friend brings their spouse who your spouse has never even met. So trying to write a note for every single person can be a hard test. But if you want to do it, go for it. Displaying engagement photos or love letters between you and your spouse, putting those on display somehow would be very cute. If you want to open that up to your guests being able to see that, that is showing your love story. It's making it unique to you. And that shouldn't be too hard to do if you plan in advance. If you're 2 weeks out, girl, no, we're done. Don't do it. Don't do it. But if you have 6 months, hey, you can definitely plan this. I had my engagement photos printed on big canvases, and they were on easels at my wedding. So that was something that was unique to us. I was happy that our photos were on display, and everywhere that the guests were walking, it was like in theme of me and my husband. And it wasn't really hard to do. But again, I did it like months in advance as I had these canvases printed. And now they're all over my house because what do you do with giant canvases of the two of you? You put it on all over your walls. We didn't pay for more decor. We just put ourselves on the walls. Maybe one day when we have kids, we will replace ourselves with our children. So you can let your personalities, I kind of said this already, but shine through some speeches, music, or your attire. A lot of people will, obviously the bride gets her dress, and that is probably uniquely her in some way, the style. The grooms can have fun too. You can have like custom jackets made. You can have photos printed on the inside of it. You can do a pop of color if that's your personality. I'm pretty sure I have a groom coming up that's wearing like blue pants. So, hey, that's fun. That's something unique. And again, it's not extra crap just being added in at the end. He's been planning this for a long time. And then one other thing that you can do just to make it a little special is a surprise moment just for the two of you, like a sunset toast or a private dance or something. Like add in, 5-10 minutes for just the two of you somewhere. Your guests won't really notice it, but it'll be meaningful to you guys. So how do you know if it's too much? I did an episode a few weeks ago about when is enough? And so again, if you're adding something to just fill up space, stop it. We're done. You don't need to. Stop. If it's causing stress, if it's causing arguments, if it's added tasks with no clear purpose, let it go. Let it go. If you are seeing things on Pinterest or wherever, and now you're like, oh my God, I have to do this, but I only have like 2 weeks and it's just extra crap. Stop. You don't need to do it. I promise you, nobody cares. People care about the overall experience, the feel, the flow. Do things make sense? Is it easy for people to walk in? Are there drinks available when they're thirsty? Is there food available when they're hungry? Are they sitting around bored? Is it clunky? Do they have to walk a mile in the heat to get from one location to the next? Are they a sweaty mess? That's going to make them uncomfortable and make the experience bad. I promise that whatever crap you're adding in at the end that you're stressing about isn't going to make or break the day. It's not what they're focused on. So don't let your focus be swallowed up by all these ideas and things that you see online. Again, I'm here for doing the most. I'm so extra. I'm here for it, but it needs to be planned like 6 months in advance, and it has to make sense. It has to actually make sense. It has to be something that the guests will actually use or notice. So much effort is put into things and then guests don't even notice that it's there. Talk to your professional vendors, because we're at weddings all the time and we see what guests use, we see what guests do, and we see what guests ignore. So make sure that you're not spending money on things that people are going to ignore. Okay. So some final thoughts is weddings don't have to be unique to be unforgettable. It doesn't have to be different. It's a wedding. Yes, there's a format. Yes, it might be a similar format to other people's wedding, but it's the two of you. So it's already going to be special and unique to the two of you. I mentioned a bunch of ways that you can kind of make it unique without it being ridiculous. And just focus on celebrating your love. It's not a show. It's not a performance. If you want to go over the top with like decor and all of that, I mean, I am so here for it, but that's going to be planned well in advance and you have to have the budget for it. If you don't, take a breath. You don't have to make it something that it's not, it's already special just because it's a celebration of your marriage. That's enough. I promise you that's enough. If you needed someone to tell you that it's enough, here's your validation. It's enough. It's already more than enough. Okay. You're here to celebrate the two of you. You don't need to appease anybody or please anybody else. It's enough. And don't let this, cause extra stress. So a wedding that feels calm, joyful, and you is already going to stand out. Give yourself permission to skip what doesn't matter and lean into what does. So with that said, I hope you guys can take a breath and feel less pressure to make it different and special and this and that. It's already different and special because it's yours. Maybe plan some things in advance, but if you're down to the wire here and it's coming up, I promise you what you have is planned already is more than enough. It's going to be beautiful. The fact that it's just you and your fiance is more than enough. It's already special to you. And as long as you have fun, that's all that matters. So with that said, I hope you guys are enjoying wedding planning and I'll see you in the next episode.